think you need them for the show.
I thought I might. Yeah, I know. I tidied them away when I was having a mass tidy yesterday, and and then I found them again.
Oh well.
It's Sunday night, and you're about to watch Tarot Nice to Meet You, the show featuring live tarot reading for comedians by, other comedians. Here are your hosts, Carly Smallman and Sarah Isles.
Hey!
Hello, Tarot everyone. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. My name is Carly. This is the fabulous Sarah Isles. And we're here to read some tarot. Just for those of you that haven't watched, this is the live stream. We think it's a comedy live stream. We hope it's funny, where comedians read tarot for other comedians. So yes, as you can see down there, say hi. Who are you? Where are you? How's it going? I'm really enjoying Sarah's miming. I want to carry on this as long as
It's because I don't want to talk over you because it looks like
Stephen.
Hi, Stephen.
How's it going? Yes, we've got a really cool show for you tonight. Actually, sadly, at the last minute, tonight's guest dropped out of the show, but luckily, we're doing a special show featuring just me and Sarah.
Yes, just the two of us.
We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Put it the wrong way. I don't know how to say. Hello, Irene. Welcome to the shambles. So what we're going to be doing? Oh, there's loads of you. We're very good, thank you, Katana. Yeah, we're going to have a fabulous time. Oh, hello from Prestwick. Hey, I like Hazel from Prestwick. That sounded like a game show. Hi from Stockholm. Hello, Stockholm. Very apt, seeing as it was Eurovision last night. Wow, we've got loads of brilliant viewers.
Hello, Linda Ann.
From Coatbridge. Hello. Thank you all for tuning in. We're going to have a really nice night. So what's going to happen tonight? Slightly different. Me and Sarah are still going to be doing tarot reading, but for each other. We're still going to be telling our spooky stories, but for once, we're going to tell our spooky stories, which we haven't done yet. We're going to have so much fun. Sarah, first of all, how's your week been, babe?
Good. I got the jab, didn't I? Got the cheeky, got the Pfizer on Friday, and then felt like I was going to die last night. I had the chills and had to put my heating on. I was like a nana. I was like, and I had my dressing gown on. I had the heater next to me, and I was like, why do I feel so ill? Obviously, then realizing it was just the jab. And then this morning, woke up feeling fine. So, hello, Emma. Hello. Yes. So, how was your week?
Oh, I was good. Oh, someone's in the US. Yes, international. My week was what did I do? Oh my god, I did stand-up comedy again. I went back to work.
So did I. We did it together.
Yes, so for those of you who are watching from other countries, we've had some more restrictions lifted, which means that finally comedians like us can actually go back to work. So went and I was shitting myself because I was like, am I actually funny? I didn't know anymore. I mean, I just spent months of like just staying in my house drinking, so I wasn't sure if I was funny. And it turns out I was quite funny. So
you were great. No, you were great. I couldn't talk beforehand or eat, so that's how nervous I was.
Eat, and then I had 2 glasses of wine and was so wasted, completely trashed because I couldn't eat. So that was my week. So yes, look at this. Invite the hitman that's in Sarah's secret cupboard. I don't think he's still there, Stephen.
Well, if he is, well, do you know what? Who is it that said I should check behind the freezer because he's the one that actually put in the. And I'm too scared, and also it's massive, and I can't move it by myself. Especially now I've got a dead arm from the vaccine.
Yeah, she's got a little side effects, bless her. But yes, we're going to read some tarot in a bit. If you would like us to read your tarot, please use your comments box. You can type it in. If you have a specific question you would like us to ask the cards for a 1-card reading, type in the question. If you don't have a question and just want us to give you some of our amazing wisdoms and our advice, just say you'd like a general reading. Type it in. Oh, there she is, the old Queen of Wands. So that's what we're going to do later on in the show. So stick around for that. We promise we'll read your tarot for you. Let's start the show. But just with us two, it feels a bit weird, doesn't it?
Just a little bit. I mean, I feel very much on the spot, but I feel like I've been preparing for this since September, which is when we first started doing this. So I think we're ready.
I'm so surprised we're still here every week since September.
Yeah.
That is the biggest commitment I've ever made, and I've lived with a man.
Yes, same.
I was always prepared to
divorce a man, but yeah.
So we're going to start off in the usual way with our first section that we call Brief Encounters, where we tell our spooky stories. It doesn't just have to be spooky. It could be unexplained, coincidental, sort of magical aliens. Hello, Lorraine. Welcome to the show. Basically just a bit of a woo-woo story. Sarah, do you want to kick us off with your brief encounter? I'm really excited to hear you, because you've always got some good stories.
Yeah, I think it's because my family are really kind of into this woo-woo stuff, although my dad, funnily, isn't. And this is a story from my dad. And the reason why I want to tell it is because he doesn't believe in any of that bollocks.
It's all a load of shit.
Yeah, so, it's a load of shit. You know, I'm sure there's a rational explanation. But this actually kept him awake at night, and he still talks about it now. So I know that actually he does believe in this bollocks. So my dad is like an architect surveyor for his job. And what he used to do, hi Lorraine, is he used to obviously design buildings, and he used to draw stuff and go in and survey, blah, blah, blah. So there was one in particular that he did an old town hall, and he knew the guy that ended up bought this property, and he was doing it up. And so my dad did all the drawings for him. And one day he said, oh, look, they're in the middle of painting it and renovating it. Do you want to just pop in and check it out? You know, see how it's all coming together. So my dad was like, yeah, cool, let's do that. So my dad goes in and he's walking up the stairs, and he walks past this big grandfather clock, and he says, all he can say is all the hairs just like on his arms, everything just stood up. He got sudden goosebumps. He called it a case of the willies, which, you know,
I'd love a case of willies.
Different kinds of willies. So he said he felt like lightheaded and sick and goosebumpy, and it was just a really surreal feeling. So then he walked upstairs and thought, God, that was a bit bizarre, but you know, it's all a load of bollocks, so let's just get on with the manly, you know, stuff. So then he had a chat with the builder guy, and he was like, oh, I can't actually open up the downstairs at the moment, but if you want to come back tomorrow, I'll sort it out then. He was like, oh, cool, because then the painter guy was going to be in there. So then he came back the next day, and the grandfather clock was in a different place. Like it was at the bottom, and he was like, that's weird. So then he went to go and find the guy, and it's the main guy who was in charge of the whole of the thing. And he said, oh, you know, it's really nice that you've come and you've had a look around. He was like, yeah, how have you found it? He went, yeah, it's all good, just apart from that fucking grandfather clock. It moves every day. So apparently there's one guy who has the keys, who opens up in the morning and shuts it at the end of the day. So he lets everyone in and he sees everyone out. And it was this one guy. And he says every time he opens in the morning, the grandfather clock has moved.
That's fucking mental. Because they're massive. My grandparents used to have a grandfather clock. And they are big. They used to get really angry with me because when I was a kid, I would open the door and stop the pendulum. So it was just never the right time when I would do it. I just reach in and stop it.
Wow. They must have been very angry with you. So they never knew what the time was.
They didn't invite me to stay often, Sarah. We'll say
that. Well, that's a surprise, isn't it? Well, yeah, they would know what time you would leave, because they've no idea of timing.
Hello, Sarah.
Yeah, so that would be, well, so it's not my brief encounter, but it's one of those things where my dad couldn't explain it. It really freaked him out because he actually felt like there was something weird about the grandfather.
Willies.
Yeah, and he said that all the guys that worked there were like, they had a severe case of the willies.
They all had severe willies.
They all had so many willies.
I love that phrase, a case of the willies.
Case of the willies. It's such like an innocent phrase that they used probably like 20, 30 years ago.
Like in like the 20s. Oh, and I've had a case of the willies. And now us here in like the 2020s, like,
yeah. It's like when they had the that film Free Willy, which is completely fine in America because Willy doesn't mean Willy over there. And I remember being in the cinema for the trailer. Yeah, they don't call it a willy.
We've got someone watching from the US. Can you confirm or deny this if you're still watching?
Yeah, because that's what my cousins told me. So they were like, you know, that Willy is just a name, and that's why they can have like Big Willy style and not mean it like Big Willy. And so that's why when the trailer was shown here, everyone was sniggering because we're all British and we're like, Free Willy.
I thought Big Willy style was like a cheeky, like tongue-in-cheek joke.
No. Yeah, I don't think so.
So they literally like Wilfred, like shortened Wilfred.
Yes, Free Wilfred.
Free Wilfred, Free Wilhelm. I don't know why it tickled me. Oh wow, okay, amazing. I didn't know that. So my my brief encounter.
Yes.
People can think people don't believe me when I tell them this. I mean, you believe me, Sarah, because you love all the woo-woo shit.
It depends which story you're telling.
I have had dreams that have told the future twice. So it wasn't just a one-off. Even if it had been a one-off, that would be a cool story. But it's happened more than once. The first time it happened was Many years ago, when I first graduated, I worked in like advertising. I mean, I didn't do any advertising. I basically just like sat on my laptop, just thinking, how did it come to this so soon? Just sending emails and yeah, just crying in the mornings before I went into work. But
I remember it well.
do you remember ages ago, the first time a pair of shoes from Matalan were in vogue, and it was like on the news, like it, and they weren't even like that nice. They were like a black pair of kind of like Victoriana type boot type things, and they were in vogue, and it was this big fucking thing. So me and this girl from work decided to go to get these shoes. Now, the night beforehand, I had a very vivid dream. So when these dreams happen, they're super vivid and they like wake me up with a jolt. I'd had a very vivid dream that me and that girl had been involved in a car crash. Like very, very vivid, like every single thing. So without really, I thought it didn't even cross my mind because obviously it was just a dream. So me and the girl decided to get in her car to drive to the nearest Matalan. And I didn't normally get in her car after work. I would normally take the train back. And on the way to Matalan, we had a car crash. Not a serious one. In the dream, it was like way bigger and more like flying glass and like some kind of like movie. But on the way there, we had a car crash. And she hurt her neck, and I was completely fine.
Who cares then?
So fuck her, and fuck the other people who were involved. It's actually a very nice story about how I was the only one that didn't get hurt. I was like unbreakable.
You died, but I survived, and that's
everyone died.
True.
But yeah, it was really weird because then afterwards she was just like, "Are you all right?" And I was physically fine, but I was freaking the fuck out because I was like, I saw this coming. Like I literally saw this coming.
And was it the night before that you had the dream?
Yes, the night before.
Wow.
So it was pretty crazy. The second time it happened to me was I had a very vivid dream that this like big dog was jumping up at me and was like quite aggressive, and it was like snapping at me. And in the dream, it had been like jumping up and jumping up and jumping up. And I looked down at my legs, and my legs were just like pouring with blood. It was like a really horrible horror dream. And I woke up like, ah! So the next day, me and my lovely dog India going for a walk, and we encountered this like this puppy, but it was like one of these quite big breeds. It was like a staffy crossed with something else ridiculously strong. And this dog was in the park acting like a fucking lunatic. It was running around, and it kept jumping up. It kept jumping up and jumping up at me and jumping up at me, but not in a vicious way like in the dream.
Where was the owner?
She was just standing there and going like, you know what people like with puppies? They're just like, oh, don't mind him. He's really young and cute. But the puppy's being like a little bastard.
Yeah.
So I was jumping up and acting like an absolute terror. Anyway, I didn't think anything of it. It's just a boisterous puppy. And as I was walking home, I was like, oh, my legs really hurt. My legs really hurt. I got home, got in, and my legs were killing me. Undid my jeans, pulled them down. And where the puppy had been jumping up, my thighs were covered in blood, just like the dream. Isn't that mental?
That is mental. Jesus. Yeah, that's quite scary.
But now whenever I have a dream, like if it's like anything too weird or bad, I always crap my pants.
Yes, so would I. I mean, you know me, I have quite a lot of rage. I have quite a lot of violent dreams. I'd be quite scared if I was like, oh my God, could you imagine? Maybe I'm not though. Maybe it's because I'm living in a hitman's flat that it's just the
energies.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is.
That's what it is.
God. Good woo-woo stories though, I think.
I think we're quite good at brief encounters. So you're welcome, everyone.
In case of the willies.
A little case of, mine wasn't very funny. Mine didn't have anything to do with dicks and willies, which is so sad because they're my favorite dreams. I'd love to have like a sex dream about someone famous and that come true.
See, whereas I never do. I always end up kissing someone famous. And then when it comes to the fun part, either it moves on to something ridiculous where I'm suddenly, I don't know, shopping somewhere or something ridiculous, or I wake up. You never actually get the good stuff. I
get a bit like that. So whenever I'm having a sex dream about a famous person, it starts off like I'm kissing them and I'm really like, and I'm just so, I can't believe my luck. Hello. I'm kissing this famous person. I can't believe my luck. And then when I start to bang them, their face like blurs out. Like, oh, there's my mum. Hello, mum.
Hi, Janice.
Yeah, then their face completely blurs out. And I'm not having sex with a famous person. I'm just having sex with like a blurred out, like, you know, they blur out
your mum to enter the chat as well, I must say, when you're like, I was just having sex with a famous person. Hi, mum. And then their face blurred out.
It's always Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day as well. Always him.
With or without makeup?
Oh, weird. But it doesn't really matter once his face is blurred. It could be any bastard. I wouldn't want that. It's horrible. Ugh.
Yeah.
Could be a proper little hoggle. Shall we read some tarot?
Yes. Let's. Oh yeah, because we're doing each other. Yeah, that's it.
We're doing each other. So you're getting more bang for your buck today, because there's going to be two tarot readings. So we won't waffle on for too long. Oh, we're doing fine, thank you, Alexa. How are you doing? Oh,
Yeah. Has anyone had the jab yet? I had the jab.
yeah. Has anyone had
Half
the
immune?
jab? Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's very proud. My jab's on the 2nd of June. So after that, we'll be licking a lot of faces.
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, I licked a lot of floors on the way
Did
back.
you? Floors. You went for floors where the old
signposts. Yeah, I went straight in with the big guns. Like, I'm not mucking about.
No, straight for the ground.
Straight for the ground. I've missed it.
Yeah. Do you know what? Before the pandemic, Sarah was forever licking the floor.
Licking the floor.
The dirtier the better. The pavement, or oh yeah,
Yes.
Kev's on his jab.
I had Pfizer too. Pfizer buddies.
Yeah. I booked in for a Pfizer as well.
Oh, see, I didn't know what I was getting in advance. They didn't know until I turned up. I didn't know.
Well, I only know because my neighbour is booked in for the same clinic as me on the same day. Oh, okay, thank you. It's nice to be. I'm happy to be here as well. God, that's nice. Polite audience member instead of our usual riff-raff of insults.
I think that's just Jim.
Yeah, fair enough. That is mainly Jim.
These pictures.
So what we're going to be doing? Oh, Sarah had the jab at the start of May. Oh, look at Zeneca. For the lower gaze to choose. Feel free.
I feel like I've started this war now between who has
Prizes and but the Cavaliers and the Roundheads, but with literally 0 stakes. Let's talk about our tarot reading. We're going to keep it this. It's going to be advice for the week ahead, but we're just going to be telling each other how to live our lives. What we're going to do
like to do anyway.
We do it anyway, but it's just nice when the universe prompts us, isn't it?
Yes, I feel like it's them talking to you rather than me just being like, sort your shit out. Well, actually, it's usually me. It's usually you having to tell me to sort my.
Yeah, recently I always feel really bad. Recently, I'm just saying to Sarah, like, don't do that again. Like I'm like her conscience or something, but I'm really not, and I don't have my own shit together.
Well, no, someone needs to be my conscience. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 card reading for the week ahead, advice for the week ahead. We only read cards upright. We do not read reversals, which come up upside down. That's all of the admin taken care of. Sarah, do you want me to read for you first, or do you want to do me?
Yeah, you can do me first.
How exciting! So I'm going to start shuffling, and you just say when, and I'll pull you out 3 cards.
Yeah, let's hope. I'm really hopeful that this week is going to be a really great week. So
just some advice, even if they're not like the nicest cards, it's advice for things to watch out for. So at least you're forewarned.
Excellent disclaimer there for me. Thank you.
Such a little sweet tarot reader, aren't they?
Just going through a lot.
It will befall you. Do not enter here. Turn back.
When?
Okay. It's going to be a good week, Sarah, so don't you worry.
Okay.
The advice is good. Okay. First cards first. We have got the King of Wands. As you can see, the King of Wands sits on his chair. He's got his stick. He's got his salamander. He is a court card. So in tarot, when you see a card that comes up and it's like a king or a queen or a knight or a page, these can represent either actual people in your life that you know. They can represent qualities of that sort of type of personality that you need to take on, or they can just sort of represent some more general advice with those kind of traits. In the case of the King of Wands, this guy is a leader. This is saying to take leadership of things. This guy is often an entrepreneur, so he may be he's very enterprising. He's very creative in terms of business. He's a go-getter, but also I think we mentioned this before on it was last week's one when he came up. He delegates responsibilities in order to succeed to a higher level. He's not the sort of person who will take on everything and suffer burnout. So sometimes when this card appears, if you can't think of a person that this could represent in your life, which would generically be like an older, sort of not an older, but like a mature man with masculine energy, or like a woman with a masculine energy, who could be a fire sign. But when he comes up, sometimes I think that this is telling you that maybe you need to ask for help with things. Sorry, she's
so good at that.
Yeah, she's so good at that. So say, especially, especially at work, especially with like sort of those, and also with like passion projects, as we know, wands are the suit of creative endeavors as well. So if there's something that you're working on currently that you feel like you are not 100% qualified or equipped to do, the best outcome will be if you ask for help from someone with maybe more knowledge of it, or just get delegating. It also maybe could be saying that actually having more of an expansive vision, a big overview, may be more helpful to you than focusing on little details this week. So
yeah,
there you go. There you go. King of Wands. Right, next card. We've got the Two of Wands, more wands. As I spoke about before, for me, since I've noticed a little teeny tiny detail in the card where you can see there's a wands. One he's holding as a walking stick. One is kind of tethered to the castle, and he's looking out at the world, literally the world in his hands, and also over the battlements of the castle out into the sort of the ocean and the plains ahead of him. This is a card of choices. This is a card about future planning and looking forward and looking out into the world and thinking, what shall I do next? Especially with kind of passion projects, as wands often come up with, and especially with comedians, we often have wands as our shows and our jokes and our this and our that. So as you can see, he's got one hand on his walking stick. He's got one wand chained to the castle. This week could be the advice is maybe you need to start making some decisions. Are you going to focus on the wand that's attached to the castle? You've got to focus on the things that you're already working on, the stuff that you already know you're good at, and the stuff that is more sort of, metaphorically close to home. Or are you going to take the walking stick and try something completely different? So that's, does that ring? Are you thinking of doing something different?
Well, yeah, I am. I mean, obviously, I do stand up predominantly, but during the pandemic, I've written a book, and so I am actually submitting the book to a competition this week. But I couldn't submit what I wanted to submit, and that's probably what links into the whole advice thing of I had to change how I wanted to write it. So I've now, I spent most of the time today rewriting it when I wasn't chatting with you.
Maybe this is saying you should get an editor to take an overview of your book, or someone who sort of is a literary person to take a scan of it before you you submit it to anyone.
Well, weirdly, I have. I've sent it to one who is she's head of English lit at a school, and the other one is just, well, he just reads a lot. So I've asked for feedback from both very different lives, both very different outlooks, and I just wanted to see what their feedback was on it before I submitted it. So yeah, I do need to go. Actually, she responded just before the show, so I need to go through that feedback before I submit anything.
Excellent. Well, in that case, perhaps the Two of Wands is telling you that you are choosing to go with the walking stick and embark on this quest. But actually, the Two of Wands is about planning. It's not about the quest itself. It's about making sure that all the necessary preparations have been done beforehand. So I feel like a real tarot reader today.
Yeah, you do. You come across like one too.
I'm coming across really confident.
Almost like you've done this before.
Really weird, isn't it?
Yeah, really weird.
Really, really weird. Your final card, you're going to be delighted, is the Sun. The Sun is one of the most positive cards in the deck. This is a major arcana card, which is often associated with major life lessons, messages from the universe, or sort of larger concepts rather than day-to-day life. The Sun is basically advising you this week, have fun. When this comes up in an advice position, I think you need to be more like the naked baby on the horse and stop taking everything so bloody seriously. More like the baby on the horse. Unless like you stern king, you've done all your bits, you've done all your stuff, you've done your kinging, and now you're a naked baby on a horse. It's saying to embrace all of the fun stuff, the warmth, the vitality of life, and just to have a fucking good time.
I deserve a good time. Yes,
that is my advice for you this week. With a new project, reach out, ask for help. Make sure you are well prepared before doing taking any actual physical steps, but don't forget, have a nice time.
Oh, that's a nice reading. I feel like things are turning around then. That's nice.
I like that. I bet you any money, I'm just like the tower 3 times miraculously out of the same deck.
Well, I have added in all the towers from my different decks into it.
Good.
Just in the hope that you would get them all.
That would be very funny if that happened. I would love.
All right. So say when.
When? I get scared when I get my tarot read on this show. I don't know why. Sarah has got the world's shittest birthday. I will never take Sarah on a spy mission ever.
It's such a strong reading, right? Okay, I've just not. Yeah, okay. Because I've read for you a lot. I'm just right. So the first card is the High Priestess. So great card. Obviously, if you've watched the show a lot, you'll know that this is one of the major arcana cards. So like I got the Sun in the last reading. This is again a major arcana. So this is like life lessons or messages from the universe. So this is number 2 in the major arcana. So Magician is number 1. So the Magician is like the guardian of the conscious mind, whereas the High Priestess is the guardian of the subconscious mind. So this is a really strong card about being in touch with your intuition and access to sacred knowledge. Now, what I love about this card is it's all kind of in the picture. I don't hold it. You can see now. So the High Priestess is sitting in front of this like thin veil, which is covered in pomegranates. So it's just saying there's a very thin line between like the subconscious and the conscious there. But you have to be initiated in order to be invited behind the veil. And it's also sort of guarded by these 2 pillars, BJ.
BJ is great, isn't it?
A lot of Willy references, but it doesn't mean that. It means
what? So you're not going to give a blowjob this week?
No, I'm sorry. Well, you could, but you need to trust your intuition as to whether you should. Tarot. So what I love about this,
about giving out blowjobs, I have to really know within myself whether to do it.
Well, who's worthy of the blowjobs? I think that's because the thing is, the whole point of this card is to trust your intuition and your gut and your subconscious. Are they worthy of the blowjob? I wish it was Ben and Jerry's, but actually it's so it's Boaz and Jackin or Yakin.
Is it Jason? Jason? I can't remember.
Jason, yeah. But what it means is basically duality. So you've got your darkness and your light. So you've got like your masculine and your feminine. And it's saying that you have to embrace that duality in order to be able to see behind the veil. So sort of have access to the sacred knowledge. So what I'm seeing with this card is, so this week, the advice is to completely and utterly trust your intuition and your sacred knowledge. If you are going to give a blowjob or you are not, you will know when you're in that moment, whether it's right or if it's wrong.
I'm hovering.
Yeah, I think you'll know before then. I think before you unzip, you'll be aware, is this right? Is this not right?
It's the right thing to do this week. Yeah.
Is this the right thing to do this week? But also what I love about this card is with the High Priestess, it's all about sort of embracing your divine femininity. And what's so great is the next card that you got is, I shit you not, the Empress.
I fucking knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, so the Empress. So as I said, obviously number 1 is Magician. Number 2, so let me hold it up. Number 2 is the High Priestess. Number 3 is the Empress. So this is all about embracing the divine feminine. So that just leads so nicely into this card as well. And again, pomegranates on her dress, which really sort of like embracing your fertility and your femininity. And then she's in this abundant surroundings, which, you know, so it's all about nurturing this week and embracing your surroundings. Go camping, decide to stay overnight in the woods, you know, do all of But I love it because it's basically with the High Priestess and then the Empress, it's just this huge message about you embracing your femininity, embracing and trusting your intuition, using your femininity to lure men in for those things that you may or may not do. But it's a real great sign. And also, I love the crown in this one. So the crown has like 12 stars on it. So sort of highlighting the cosmic realm, which leads back into obviously the intuition of the High Priestess of like the 12 months and the 12 planets and things like that. So
zodiac.
Yeah, it's all, you've got it all going on there. Yeah. But what is the best out of this whole reading is the last card is the 10 of Cups, which is like the loveliest card in the whole deck.
This is one of the best readings I've ever had, Sarah. And I'm not just saying that.
I've never seen, as someone who reads for you a lot and also does a lot of readings for other people, to have such 2 strong cards with the major arcana and then finish with this. So this, like people we know, is like cups or emotions and feelings. And this is the best one to have because it's just all about happy family life, everything coming together, everything being wonderful. And it's just happy, happy, joy. It's just such a lovely. So everything this week is basically you follow your intuition, you follow your gut, you embrace your divine feminine, you embrace everything in the Empress. It's going to lead you to just being the ultimate happiness that you deserve. It's a lovely reading.
Oh, I love this reading.
Really beautiful.
Yeah, every time rather than the harsh lessons that I have to learn.
Yeah, and that's why my face was like.
Yeah, you were really cheesing it up there. I loved it.
You can see why though, because like to get that reading, that is, I mean, this week is such a cracking week for you.
I know.
Yeah. And I've got the sun. I mean, my God, we're just going to be naked.
I'm seeing you this week, and
Yeah.
we're having a little dinner party. So hopefully I'll be on very good form. That means, which is very exciting.
Well, I'm going to ride in on a horse naked.
Please do. In fact, if you don't, I'm going to get the fuck out of my house. Why are you dressed and where's your fucking horse?
I totally agree. I think that would be unacceptable to do anything else. So yeah,
we'll report back next week, by the way, to let you know, how it went for us.
How naked I was. Yeah.
Yeah, how naked Sarah was.
And how many blowjobs Carly gave.
Usually hate giving blowjobs, so we'll see. So we're going to move on to our third section of the show that we call Who's in the Freezer?
Hey, let me out! It's fucking freezing in here!
Do you know what's really weird is when the guests see that, usually one of us just starts talking. But like now that it's just us, I almost don't know what to say.
No. It's still my most favourite bit. Hello,
Deepika. Welcome to the show. Hope I pronounced your name right. We're about to do our freezer part of the show, which is a spell. Sarah will explain it to you if you have not been with us before.
Yes, so it is a spell, and it's something that I was taught from a very young age by my aunt. So it is about freezing someone's power. So if something or someone is pissing you off, usually it is someone, and you just want to stop them from doing that horrible shit to you. You want to write their name down on a bit of paper, fold it up, put it in an ice cube tray, fill with water, freeze their ass, and then put it in your freezer. Hello,
Tanya. Welcome.
And then basically,
that was me.
That was you.
No, it's fine. I've got a moderator in there while the show's on.
He's messaging in yourself. Or from Mauritius. Blimey.
Whoa, Mauritius! I wish I was there. I don't know how things are going in Mauritius. I hope it's all right over there. In terms of the weather, damn, I wish I was in Mauritius.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah. But anyway, we're going to put stuff in the freezer. So so that's the freezer. So we just decide what we want to do. So as you're going up against me, for a change.
I'm really scared. So for those of you who are new to this, me and Sarah are both going to nominate who we're going to put in the freezer, and you can choose who is the most worthy of being frozen. I'm really shitting myself because I normally don't nominate for the freezer because I don't really hate anything or anyone.
Oh, yeah, no, you're really
I'm up against the pro, up against the queen of the freezer, so I'm pretty much shitting myself. Who's going first?
I'll tell you what, I'll go first.
Okay.
And then I'll set the bar quite low. I've realised something, and I don't know if it's because of the pandemic, but it's still going on now. Something that personally bothers me. It is women who wear leggings like they're trousers.
Oh, come on. I agree with you. I know I'm speaking against you.
Are not trousers. I can see your underwear. I would rather not. And I think what you should embrace is I wear leggings. We all wear leggings from time to time. We're going to Sainsbury's. We want a quick shop. We're on our periods. We're wearing leggings. Fine. They are not trousers. You should have a long top or a flowy dress covering your fucking ass.
Or at least a long cardigan covering the back.
Just cover your bum.
Even if your fangina is at the front, not a great look, but I'm not so worried about it. It's more the underwear coverage at the back.
Yeah, but it's like you can just see, or if you're going to have your ass on display, maybe just think, well, my ass is on display. They're probably going to also see my underwear. Maybe just wear something appropriate. That's, actually just don't do it. I don't want to see it anymore. I'm sick of seeing it.
Yeah. I think this is good.
They're not trousers.
Okay, so that's our first nomination for freezer. I'm going to now. I found it so hard because I don't really hate anyone. But recently, this last month, there's been a couple of Maybank holidays. And where I live, there are single yellow lines on the road. And it's no parking any day apart from Sunday. So I'm going to be putting in parking wardens, or traffic enforcement cunts, as I like to call them. Now, I understand everyone needs a job. And sometimes, life may go down a certain route where you have to get the job of like a wanker, like a traffic warden. I understand, but don't be a dick about it. It's obviously hashtag not all parking wardens. But what's been happening is on the Mondays, because it's a bank holiday, and the way that we Brits, we value a bank holiday, don't we? And so we take bank holiday as Sunday rules. It's sacred. Is it not?
Is it not Sunday rules then?
They've been coming round. Hello, Amy. they've been coming round and fucking giving parking tickets to people on bank holidays. And this poor woman was confronting them, and he was like gleefully issuing her a ticket. So in fact, I'd like to put smug parking wardens into the freezer.
Job's worth.
You remember when that guy gave me a ticket and I'd actually already paid for it on an app on my phone? And when I tried to show him, he said, "Whoa, love, don't get upset, you sexist piece of shit." Yeah.
I wasn't there with my rage.
He gave me a ticket, and He and then the worst bit, and I was like, I'm not upset. And then he was waving the ticket in front of me, and then it was like, "Do you want?" And I snatched the ticket out of his hand and stormed back into my car. He was a real prick. In fact, he's going in. And all smug parking attendant people. Oh, she was like, accent, Amy, where are you from? I'm guessing Amy's American if she loves the British accent. God, when I've been in America, I become 10 times more attractive than I am here.
We really should go to America because I would like to be 10 times more attractive.
It happens. It's true. People are just like, I can't do the American accent. They're just like, where are you from?
But do you find yourself being more British?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, great. Oh, Texas.
Well, I love a Texas
accent. That's where my family is.
Accent. That's very cool. Yeah, cool. You get really like, tally ho, pip, pip. Oh, me, I'm from London. Well, I suppose, have you ever been there? We all talk like this. Like, I get a bit like that.
No, I'm exactly the same. Has anyone seen a constable lately? I really could use to speak to one. You're like,
I'm really walking on the pavement. Look at that vase. And those
no, it's so beautiful, that vase. Let's go put out the rubbish.
Yes. So I do the same. Anyway, let's get the voting starting. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, what is happening today? You're so
the accent.
The accent, isn't it? Y'all. I love a y'all. Oh, I love a y'all. Anyway. Who would you like to put into the freezer? Would you like to put traffic wardens, or would you like to put ladies who wear leggings as trousers? You can type into the comments box. And while we are taking the votes, we're going to be doing some tarot reading for you. So, Jim, producer Jim.
Who's 5 cards apparently?
What, 5 cards so far? Irene, she's looking for love. I like that. Do you want to go first, Sarah? Do you want to pull up?
Do you see anything? Right, anything on the love spectrum for? I'm not on the spectrum. That's not what I meant.
For love, Irene. That's the sad human condition. Sorry.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so Irene, what I'm getting here is I'm getting the 10 of Wands. So how I feel, this I take more as an advice card for if you're looking for love. It seems like maybe you're approaching it feeling like you're kind of worn out and you think that it's kind of a burden. Like you can see this guy is carrying his 10 wands. He's almost at the town and he's exhausted and he's fed up and he feels like it's a burden and he's not enjoying it. So I don't know if that's how you're currently feeling in your love life. But what I can tell you is this is a 10. So yeah, you can see now that lovely Jim has put it up. So this is a 10, which means that it's coming to an end. So like this burden that you're feeling, as you can see in Carly's face, is a huge burden that it is finally coming to an end. So if you are looking for love and it is something that you want, I think what you need to realize is if you've been struggling and it's been a bit shit, that is coming to an end now. Or also the advice is if you feel that and you have that approach to love, that's something you're going to have to come to an end to, and you're going to find a way of getting past that, because looking for love, you shouldn't approach it thinking that it is a burden, it's responsibility, and it's not something you're going to enjoy. You've got to try and enjoy the process. And I get it because I'm single and it is a real pain in the ass, and men or women can be a real difficult species to date depending on which one you're trying to date. So I do get it, but I think what you should try and realize is there is hope. Things are coming to an end. Try and have a more refreshed approach to dating, and then I feel like you will be ready to then find something that can be a real loving connection for you.
I agree. I feel like this is the sort of card that when you've been swiping too long on a dating app, or when you are going to an event and you end up not enjoying the event, you're just there to try and meet guys. So I think maybe the advice is just to kind of cool it off a little bit if you can. And then even if, whether or not you do find love in the future, at least your approach will leave you feeling less knackered and exhausted and like shit. So hopefully that has helped. Any more? Kev, I can, Kev. I can pull a card for you.
It's right there.
It's right there. Yeah, I can do it. I've got my tarot deck. Oh, okay, Kev. Here we go. You've got the 5 of Cups here, Kev. Now, this card, at first glance, it's not a goodie. You can see a dark cloak on a figure, and he's very sad and disappointed because, look, some of his cups have fallen over. He's standing in front of a grey sky. Everything's looking a bit crappy and pessimistic. This card can often indicate that maybe at the moment you're feeling a lot of disappointment. You're feeling like your cup is half empty. You've got regrets. You're maybe feeling a bit crappy, and you're mourning the loss of something. You feel like something has basically come and trashed your little cup. Your cups there, your cups have fallen down. You're feeling like things are difficult. The advice that comes to this card, Kev, is that actually, whilst 3 of his cups have fallen down, 2 of his cups are still standing and he's not even noticing them. He's grieving something that's happened without taking stock of what he still has. And so the advice that this card gives is actually to try to maybe look around yourself, think of all of the things you do have that are good in your life, and try, if you can, it's easier said than done, especially when you're feeling really crummy, but if you can, just to try to shift the focus from what's been lost to what still remains. That'd be my advice with that card.
Yeah. And good luck with that, Kev.
Yeah, good luck, Kev. Fingers crossed for you, my darling.
Yeah,
Irene, haven't we all?
Yeah, but I think if you try and take a new, fresh approach and just think, yeah, it's been shit, and try and move on from there and just keep on trying. They're not all trash.
Yeah, they're not all empty though, Kev. You've still got a couple standing.
Look around.
2 cups. You just may have to look for them to notice where they are.
Yeah.
Any more, Jim? Any more cards? Reading. Go on, Sarah, you read for Stephen.
Read for the lovely Stephen. No problem.
Stephen, regular at the show. Thank you for being so supportive, Stephen, and still watching.
Oh, Stephen, this is a nice one. So you have the Ace of Wands.
I think it looks like a penis. I'm sorry. I just want to say, I always think the Ace of Wands looks like a hand holding a penis. Sorry, Stephen, to ruin your reading.
I feel that Carly's just making everything about penises and willies. This show. This is what happens when you don't have a guest. This is what happens.
But I run rampant.
All about penis and willies. Well, Stephen, this I will not read it as a penis or a willy. I will read this as aces are the beginning of the deck. So it's like a new idea or something coming out of nowhere. And as Carly mentioned earlier on in the show, when it comes to wands, these can be seen as like passion projects and things that you're interested in. So this is very much like a spark of a new idea, literally coming out of nowhere. But as this is an ace, it is an initial idea and it's a vision and it's a spark. And it's then on you to then take this on and then move forward with it. So I feel like there is going to be something exciting that has popped up in your mind and something that you would like to do and something that you would like to take forward. Really embrace that and think about it and see how you can bring it into fruition, because I feel like this is something that you can really enjoy and become a really nice passion project. So this is quite an exciting thing for you.
Agree. This is a card of potential and inspiration, and it's a very powerful card. So what it's saying is that if you get the spark of an idea, go. Now is the time to go. So yes, I agree with everything Sarah said, of course, because she's just so fabulous.
So good luck with that, Stephen.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Go with it. Go with it.
Legend. Right, Jim, what's coming up next? May I know if I'll keep fighting for my relationship? Will I be successful? Oh, okay. What I can do, because I don't personally, I don't believe the cards tell the future. So I don't know. I can't tell you what you will keep doing. But what I can do is I can pull a card to give you some advice for your relationship. Absolutely.
That's how we predominantly use the cards. We very much we don't believe they predict the future. Neither of us are psychic, apart from Carly and her psychic dreams.
Yeah,
we do like to use the cards as guidance, clarification, and things like that to help. So that should be able to help. Okay,
so you have got the 3 of Cups. Okay, so in a relationship reading, this can mean that there is another person somehow involved in the relationship. It doesn't necessarily mean your partner's cheating, so don't freak out, but it can mean that there's potentially another person influencing the relationship. This could be maybe you've got your eye on someone else, or your partner has, or it could be that someone is sort of speaking to you and trying to influence how you think about your partner. If you have someone in your life like that who is telling you how you should run your relationship and they're not in it, they're the third wheel here, the advice is to go back to it being just you and your partner and your opinions that matter. Try not to be swayed by what other people say. And, you know, obviously these people probably are saying it because they care some of the time, but at the end of the day, any decisions in your relationship are your decisions. Another way you could interpret this card is if you are wanting to sort of save a relationship, as you were mentioning, and fighting for a relationship, maybe you guys need to try and find the fun again. Maybe you need to be having fun party time. See these ladies, they're having a brilliant time. They're dancing around with their cups. This is the card of celebration. And moreover, it's a card of friendship. Maybe you need to get back to that point of friendship and to go out, do some fun stuff. So there's a couple of things for you to think about there. Maybe if you do have any outside influences sort of looming, try to tackle them, find out what they are if you're not even sure what they are, but also try and think of it as being fun. Try and do some fun stuff together and rebuild the friendship bonds as well. Could be some good advice for you. Sarah, do you have anything you want to add to the three of cups?
No, I think that's spot on. That's excellent advice. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, babe. Thank you. We've got a few more left. Emma would love a card.
Okay. All right. I can do for Emma. Will the week be positive? Okay. So again, we might not be able to tell if the week will be positive, but we can certainly give some advice to help it be positive. But let's see what comes up, and then we can take it from there.
How to keep positive is often a good thing to ask the cards.
Okay, so this is an interesting one. So this is the Five of Swords. So fives are typically sort of like conflict and tension and things like that. And as you can see in this card, there's a guy who has won, like he's like won this argument or he's won this battle. But as you can see, it's at the loss of the two people that are in the background. You know, like he's got his sword. So although he's victorious, it's not a great victorious, because it could be that maybe, I don't know, you're having maybe some tension with some people this week. So I would say that if you're wanting to have a positive week and that's the outcome that you would like, I feel like there will be some tensions and there will be some disagreements this week. But what I think you ultimately want to avoid is being the person that has been victorious, but it's at the sacrifice of other people's feelings and things that they've gone through. So it's not necessarily about winning at all costs here, which is what shows in the card. And it could be about maybe try and be open to listening to other people's opinions, or maybe try and articulate yourself in a certain way so they can hear yours better. But I feel like if you want to have a positive week, you might have to embrace some of these tensions, some of these conflicts, and try and think of a way that you can amicably work it out. Because I feel like, although obviously we would all like to have sunny, breezy weeks, I don't think that's the week you're going to have. But this is the advice that I'm giving you. So try and listen to other people, embrace what they have to say, and just maybe think before you act. I think that's probably the best way of you having the outcome that you want this week.
I agree. Spot on. Absolutely. So fingers crossed for you, my darling.
Yes, good luck with this week.
Hope it's a good week. Let us know how it goes. Any more? There's a couple left. My mum wants life advice. Oh. Write my sister out of the will. Just write. No, I'm joking, Mum. You do what you want.
Janice, write them both out the will. Adopt me.
Yes, there we go.
You know I'm an utter hoot.
Mum, it's out of order.
I love a drink.
All right, Mum. Here we go. Here's a card for you. Life advice. Mum, you have got temperance. This is a major arcana card. The advice that this card gives you is all things in moderation and nothing in excess. This is a card of balance, trying to find your balance spiritually, physically, mentally. As you can see, he's got one foot in the water and one on the land. It's about being grounded in your physical world, but also being in touch with sort of your emotions in the spiritual world. Water often represents sort of that more kind of emotional, psychic side. So this is about oh, thank God, my mother's laughing. So yeah, this is about balance, moderation, patience. Good things come to those who wait. It's a bit of a worthy card, but it's worth doing. So just trying to.
Interestingly, it's the card that Carly gets all the time as well.
I get it all the time. Mum. So yeah, it's trying to find an inner balance, that sort of equilibrium. I'm really hungry. Equilibrium.
That's because you only had nuggets today.
I did only have nuggets and banana bread. I've got really sore period pain, so my food intake has been very strange today. I've just wanted comfort food, just vegan nuggets. That's what I've had. So yeah, Mum, hopefully you'll find a balance this week. I'll help you if you like, because my life's also a raging mess. So I'll give you a hand. We can support each other. All right, we got more cards. Is M her twin flame?
What a question.
Love questions like this.
Okay. Oh, no pressure.
No
Right, let's see.
pressure.
Oh, I love it how she hasn't given away too much. Okay, Amy, let's see if M is your twin
Oh,
flame.
like a spy. I like it. Sexy.
Interesting. So I've got the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is a court card. So obviously, as Carly was saying earlier, these could actually represent you, or maybe it could represent M. To see whether they're your twin flame. So it could be, I think it depends on what you're looking for in the aspects of their personality. Now, this card,
I agree.
No, this is Carly. So this is the one that is like her signifier card. So this is like the social butterfly, the really vibrant personality, and just, you know, like the life and soul of the party, that really vivacious, wonderful person that you always want to be around because they've got such a great energy. So I feel like if this isn't something that you would say was you, but is M, and this is what you see or how you feel when you're around M, I would say that they probably are your twin flame, because if they make you feel that vibrancy and that energy and that excitement and you're around them and you're just like, oh my God, I can't get enough of being around them because
they're like a warm, like light bulb that you gravitate
you're
to.
like,
A party person, a social person. It may mean that I don't know what M's star sign is, but they could be a fire sign. They could be a Leo or a Sagittarius or an Aries, or they could have that fiery, feisty energy. Sorry to speak over you, Sarah. I got excited because it was a twin flame question.
Does everyone know what twin flames are? Like, is that something that people are aware of? Did you want to explain, or
is it a twin flame? Just that's when that's your match.
Soulmate.
Yeah.
So it's just, so what I would say then is, if that is something that maybe they're not, but you are, I would say that you have to look for someone that has those aspects.
I agree.
That would be your twin flame. So if this isn't screaming at you that this is that person, this is M, then I would say that they're probably not. Yes,
he's Aries.
Okay, I would say it certainly sounds like it certainly sounds like they are.
I say go for it. I say go for it with M.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing to lose, everything to gain.
Absolutely.
Apart from herpes, that will stay with you for life.
Herpes, no, don't get that. Please use protection with them. Please use protection. That's what we say with every reading.
Safety first.
So yeah, every single reading. Your cups have been knocked over. Please use protection.
Ace of Wands. Oh the magnums.
Just stick a Pringles tube over it. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Thanks, Amy. Do we have any more, Jim? I think we've got maybe one or two more. Bit of a long old show. Or is that the end?
Might be the end. Might be coming to the freezer.
Okay.
Tana. Oh, great name.
General advice. Like your name. All right. General advice. Let's have a little look ski. Sorry, I like to cut my deck next to me. Oh, okay. Page of Wands. Again, another court card. So the Page of Wands, if you're looking for advice, which is what you've asked for, it's to approach any new projects or ideas with curiosity and enthusiasm. The Page of Wands is a free spirit, and the Page of Wands is just raring to go. They are that youthful energy, that excited fire energy that someone will be like, hey, why don't we do this? Like, yes, it's a brilliant idea. Let's do that. I'm going to do this. That's what the Page of Wands is. It's the enthusiastic person that wants to explore new creative ideas in often like non-traditional ways. So if you are sort of working on something, coming up with a passion project, or even something at work, it's to say to go at it full throttle with enthusiasm, try new things, be creative. And it's that sort of like that that vibe of like discovering new things where everything's fresh and new. So to look at things with fresh eyes, I would say, is the advice for this week. Sarah, anything you want to add about the old Page of Wands?
No, I think that's great.
There we go. That was the last one. Oh, you're welcome. You are welcome. Well, that's the end of our cards. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, this makes me want to cry today.
Everyone's so lovely this week.
I'm on period. It could be that. People are being nice to me. That is the end of the show, almost. Let's find out who's going in the freezer before.
Yeah, who's smug traffic wardens? Good shout. Good shout.
It was a tough contest, to be fair. It's only because I had a real personal stake in the game, I think, with that one. Yeah. You're welcome. Hopefully that's helped. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the show for this week. We are here every single Sunday at 7 p.m. British summertime, because we have foreign viewers. So 7 p.m. British summertime, whatever that is where you live. And before we leave, Sarah, do you have anything you want to plug, babe, where people can find you or
Well, you can find me. I mean, I am out gigging, but I'm not doing a lot. I'm at the Brighton Fringe 19th and 20th of June. So I'm doing a show at the Walrus on the 19th and 20th at 1:30 p.m. You do have to book tickets online if you would like to come and see me live. It's called The Confessions of Perkins and Isles.
Doesn't know what the fucking show's called.
What
I
I'll
think
do is
that sums
I'll
up how
tell
we
you
are.
next week so he can put it on the screen. That's
Good
what I'll do. That's
idea.
the professional thing to do.
That would be professional. And as for me, yes, I'm out and about gigging. You can follow my social media. It's scrolling down below. Oh, thank you, Jim. Jim's put to check out my podcast, The Truth Club. It's me and my friend Elisa, and we just basically quite funny and we talk about things. So yeah, I'd really appreciate your support with that. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching. We've had a wonderful time. It's been quite a long show, but actually a really enjoyable one. Who needs a guest, right, Sarah?
Yeah, screw them. All
But
you need is to chat about willies.
But we do have a guest next week, so maybe let's not be too offended. We got Rich Rose, yeah,
that was it.
so he will join us next week. Hopefully, we'll be more friendly about it than we were just then. Have a great weekend. Have a great week ahead, everyone. Hope your cards come true, and we'll see you
joining us
next Sunday. Bye, bye, bye.
Thanks for watching Tarot Nice to Meet You, which is produced by Comedy Hotspot. See you next Sunday at 7 p.m.